Good evening, everybody. Good evening, good evening. Trust you're all good. Hello, can you hear me, guys? Good evening, everybody. Trust you're well. You're welcome. Welcome to another amazing week. Let me just check my mic. I can hear some button sound. Let's just make sure. Okay, I think it's sorted now. Good. Trust you're all well and everybody's doing amazing and keeping strong and keeping safe and keeping fit. Yeah, we're here again doing what we do, every week. We do our analysis today, and then we add that with some more sessions and teaching. Esther, welcome, welcome, and everyone else. So I just quickly wanted to, show something. As of last week, I think was it Tuesday? I was saying something about GBP USD, how they were faking, all these highs over here. They were setting them up to be taken, and it was a crazy bullish one. Took the first lot out, first day here, and then the next lot they took them out. Tuesday, Wednesday. Thursday, Friday. Yeah, Tuesday, Wednesday, then Friday they rested. So they took them out Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, stopped, and then continued a little bit till today. So quickly, what I'm Okay, let me check my volume. 2 seconds. Volume. Okay, high. I think it's better now. I hope it's better now. Okay. So I for the target, I was looking at the gap on price between these 2 days, 4th of September and 8th of September, for this bullish run to continue to fill at least that gap there. And there's a technical term to it. I've forgotten it now, but it is, so there's a gap in price. There's a gap in price there between the open and the close. The close of that day and the open of this day, there's a big gap there. How many pips gap is that? Am I looking at 30 or 30? Okay, 34 pips or something thereabouts. Okay, that's a big gap. So I'm anticipating for them to move into that range sort of before they drop. Okay, and let's go back to US dollar. So what we're looking at, we saw from last week, we saw this happen last week. That week's high, US dollar took that week's high out this particular week, and on the daily we already saw a very quick algo shift, telling us the direction of the algo very quickly. A couple of days after, that's what happened on the doji candle. Doji candle for dodgy days. So you can see here, if I should go to the weekly and just show you something. So on the weekly here we have, let me change this to red. Okay, so on the weekly here we had that week run to, so last week 2nd of November ran to the high of the 26th of October. Okay, so took that week out, and then if we dive quickly into the daily, we'll then be able to see if there was going to be a shift quickly. We'll be able to identify the shift. And if you look on the daily, here where we have the daily candle, the doji candle, the doji day, we can see that they took out the week, the 26th of October high that we highlighted. And then the following day, the 3rd of November, this happened on the 2nd, the 3rd of November, we saw the market structure break happen when we had the day go below the previous day low. Okay, 2nd of November low. Once that happened, we were much confident to know that price, the desired direction of price was south. From a higher time frame perspective and to a lower time frame, that's what we'll be looking for. And because this is the US dollar, if the US dollar is looking to drop, that would mean that other currencies that is paired up with the US dollar will be looking to rise. And as you can see here, the same kind of formation that we saw on the pounds US dollar, where we had highs formed ready to be taken, we had lows formed ready to be taken on US dollar as well. And as you can see, they were nicely placed, nicely there. So people that moved their stops to these levels, okay? And then just on the first move, aggressive move down, took them out, swung back into the range of where the initial stop on market structure break happened, went back into that range. There was a beautiful H4 order block in there to pivot off and then drop. Now, if you also look at this price over here, okay, the price here is technically 121, 1210. There's a round figure, okay. Remember what we were talking about last week about round figures. So can you see how nicely price stalled at that level and then a reversal took place? Okay, and then price dropped crazily from there. Okay, and so because of this drop, and we will be looking at the same thing. So the same action on US dollar. So we had a stop on a structure break, return back into the range, drop exactly opposite what we're going to be looking for in the other currencies. So let's go back to the weekly. Let's see what we have here. Let's find our update on price. Okay, the update here today looks like we've gone in. We've taken out last week's low. Okay, last week's low. So weekend in the 2nd of November, we took out the low. You can see prices coming to it. Okay, this is going to be fun. Then if we went on the daily, let's see if we get an early signal. So just like we did on last week, 2 weeks ago, last week is looking the same. So now, can you see Friday's high? Friday's high over here. Let's change that color to green. That's for our dailies. Okay, so today absolutely engulfed last week Friday's candle. So there is now a sentiment of moving bullish for US dollar. So we could see something like this. Okay, price should come back down into that area and then start trading up. Now if we're going up, I'll be looking for this target over here. Okay, there's let me go back on the weekly. That's where I saw it. Yep, so my target would be this level. Let's make that black. The reason for that is it's a weekly candle with a very shallow wick. Okay, shallow wick as in WICK. So that means there wasn't too much manipulation on the top side before the drop. So therefore, on a lower time frame, that level is going to look like a double top. Okay, a double top or triple top or what have you, and it's going to have a lot of liquidity there, so it will become a liquidity pool. So it's going to be a liquidity POOL, and therefore it will start attracting price to that level. Okay, and now that it looks like we've had our stop point of the previous week, we have market structure break already on the daily. Okay, on the daily, we could start looking for opportunities to go up. So let's drop to H4. Let's see, we might find an area of opportunity. So the first one I'll notice is this. If price comes there, that'll be a good one for a nice bounce. So price to drop into that level and then move off. Okay, that's the first one that I've seen, and viable one. So I'll be looking for price to trade back down tomorrow. Okay, tomorrow Tuesday, and then hopefully kick off from there. Okay, so depending on what it does, that would determine what we're going to do in the other pairs. Okay, correlating pairs. So for example, in AUD, USD, EU, and GBP USD. So now, if price is looking like they want to start buying on the US dollar, what does that tell us on? What does that tell us on the lower time on the other currency pairs? So that's telling us the other currency pairs will be looking to sell off. If dollar is looking to buy, they should be looking to sell. So let's go to Euro USD first, and then we'll look at any other. So in Euro USD, let's go back to our weekly. Let's see exactly what happened. So we saw the opposite happen. So just like we saw the sell-off, we saw the buying in the Euro USD. So Euro USD, we had a stop on of this week's low, 21st of September. I've been anticipating for those lows to be taken for a while now. They've been taken, beautiful. And then we saw last week, so at that same level, price came there. If we went on the daily, we'll see an early reversal signal. Okay, probably would have been difficult to catch to some certain extent if we were waiting for retracement into, if we're waiting for, okay, yeah, I know what I'm trying to articulate here, sorry. So now that low was not taken until Monday, Friday, Thursday, Wednesday. So Wednesday did it for us, okay? Wednesday was the one that took out the low, okay? Wednesday took out the low, and also the high was taken on Wednesday. So which confirms everything, all bets were off from Wednesday. So from Wednesday, it confirmed to us that the only opportunity that we are to be looking for now, in correlation with US dollar, because US dollar is confirmed last week, it was dropping. Now EU confirmed the opposite. Took out a week. On the daily, we had an early confirmation of the algo direction, and then the trade took off from there. Okay, so if we went in a lower time frame, there would have been more than a couple of opportunities to take the trade. So for example, the confirmation happened on Wednesday, so we could come in to Thursday and start looking for trade opportunities. Okay, because this video is is out in the open and everybody can watch this, I'm gonna reserve the way we enter into trades to our inner circle only. If you want to find out, then you just need to jump on board and get in touch with us, join the team, and then you'll be able to see how you would have taken advantage of this trade, getting into this trade in a nice way. Okay, so over the 2 days, there are few opportunities to get into the trade. So that is for what happened last week. So now this week, we can see, let me go back on the weekly, we can see just like the Euro US dollar, that we've seen a low of previous week taken out. You see exact opposite happen here. So can you see? This is today, this week. It took out that week, took out that week, took out that week, took out. So it's taken off 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3. 3 weeks worth of highs. But that 3 highest points spanned over like that almost a month. Okay. So it took out their highs, and on the daily, can we see any early signal for algo break short? Yes, there is. So if you no, there isn't yet. Actually, there isn't yet. Not yet. So I think Asia by Asian session there will be an opportunity. So let me put that line here. So we're looking at Friday's low. Okay, Friday's low. So this Friday as well. So price win is not taking it out yet. So by Asia, I think we'll be seeing something like this happen in the Asian session. You see stuff like that. Let me draw it on the lower time frame so it can be clearer. Okay, so on the lower time frame, we should see, something like this. Price should do that, and then at some point, we should see another rally back into the range, and then opportunity to go in the direction of the algo. Okay. So this is what I suspect will happen with Euro USD. Based on what is happening on US dollar as well. Let's see if we can give ourselves a down target. Okay. There's a nice key level here. I don't think price will be shy to reach it. And based on what is happening in the US as well, I have a strong feeling there's going to be some sort of, news or whatever. Because we're in the election week now. Election is not over in America. Still a lot of things happening. So we can still see a drop. And when it drops, this will be my first target. Actually, my first target will be the low of last week. That will be my first target. The low of last week. Okay, so let's go on there. So this is what I would like to see. Okay. And then the low of last week will be my first target. Okay. If we were to look at GBP USD, we should be able to see identical moves, but I'm still see that I believe with that drop that we're looking for here, with this drop that we're anticipating in the US dollar, so we're anticipating Asia or New York or Asia or London session for a drop into this level before kickoff. The same thing I'm expecting here. I'll be expecting for price to rally up, take out today's high. Okay, today's high would have been there because that's the highest point of today anyway. Can let me represent it with our green line for daily highs and lows. Okay, so this is what I will be expecting. So I suspect this will happen because US dollar is going to drop a little bit, okay, in Asia and maybe London, then kick off in New York. So I'll be expecting this to happen as well. And it's so nice that we have an order block in there, a bearish H4 order block. Okay. And so I'll be anticipating for something like this. Rally up into that level, come back down, break a day's low, rally back up into range, and then finally drop like a rock. Okay. And if it's going to drop, where would I target? Where would the target be? Got very good looking targets here actually. Can you see this low and that low? They're quite close, isn't it? So because of that, that will be a smashing target. Once we get our signal here, you can hold the trade all the way there. So I just see an approximate amount of pips you could get if you took that trade, or if you're going to take it. So this is 327 pips. Okay, 327 pips. So that's if price does what we want it to do. Okay, if it does what we want it to do. If not, we continue in the direction it wants to go, and we keep taking trades in that way. But looking at US dollar, this is what I suspect now. And if you just take a look at something, look at this drop down. Okay, aggressive drop, and then going back, look at this, just 1 week drop here. It is taking how many weeks to fill this up? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. The 9th week. That is not showing any aggression in the long side. Okay, it is showing that they're just, I don't know, it's like they're unwinding, getting ready for another explosive move down. That's what I suspect. Just to me, I suspected the longs last week, and the longs for GBP USD was beautiful, really, really good, really, really good. So that was the week that was taken. On the daily, we had a break in the structure there, and then a return into the range, and then we look for opportunities to go along, and boom, we had that happen here. Price rallied up a little bit, came back down for more juice, and then exploded. Okay, so how many pips could you got if you got that from here? That's over 250 pips. If we go into that purple box or blue box, that'll be 300 plus pips. Okay, Monica, Esther, I hope you guys are getting it. Okay, so let's look at a totally different currency. Let's look at the USD CHF. As you all know, USD CHF will be, correlated with the US dollar. Let's see what it's doing. It should be anyway. Should be correlated to the US dollar. And look at that. Look, last week we had a great dump down. So price absolutely crushed it. Came down last week, and therefore the new setup was this. It took out this low. Okay, there. Let's see on the daily if we had any early. See, on the daily now, the new signal we have is happened today. So today now, there's a shift in algo. Okay, exactly the same thing with US dollar. Okay, so what could we expect tomorrow? Although I'm weary for these lows that have formed, okay, Friday and Monday, but we could see this price come down into that level. So it can react off of this order block there, drop down, and then finally explodes. Okay. You can see how US dollar and USDC can identical. Week taken, just the way the low was formed, the exact same way. Prices closed above going above the previous day, and then we're expecting to retrace down into zone, and for them price to rally. That is what we expected. Okay. So what might happen tomorrow is you could see price would stop on previous day high. Okay, you could stop on the previous day high by doing that. Okay, come into that range that happened last week, drop down into this new range. Okay, so it can do just one or two things. It can actually break the order block there. Okay, and then see a continuation up, or we could see a bounce, return into that range, and continue short. Okay. So I hope you guys are taking this in, yeah? So this is what we anticipate, okay? We're anticipating this should happen. It could happen straight away tomorrow, that New York session, London and New York session, or Asian session, price dropped aggressively into that range and then took off. Okay, we could have that. So is there any questions? So the trade that I would like to see anyway would really be this Euro USD trade. I'll be looking for it to come, to take out that daily low out. Maybe let's go on the H1. So this is what I expect. I expect maybe Asia, New York tomorrow. Price will drop, and London price will drop, form the low in London and New York here, and the reason why here is because of this. Okay, so yeah, that's a good level. So we can see price drop into that level, and then rally back up into a desired area to take a trade from. Okay, and that'll be perfect. If I'm gonna take profit, take profit level would be, let me go to ET first. This is so like take note of this. Is this not? It looks very much like yeah AUD USD is looking like that as well. Well, let me check the take profit. I think I already said that earlier. Will be, I guess, last week's low. That will be first take profit, and the next one will be this key level over here. Okay, let's go to AUD USD. AUD USD also looks the same. We've taken out this high over here. Let me change that color. And then if we went on the daily, we have an early signal. I love this. Okay, it's a doji day, doji day. And then we'll be expecting for price to, so that's the low of the day at the moment, and we'll be expecting for that to be taken out. AUD USD moves in Asia a lot anyway, so it can literally happen in the 4 hours from 10 p.m. 10 p.m. to 6 a.m. You could see an aggressive move down, and then London, New York, you see a rally back up. Maybe the day could be done there, and then we see the drop on Wednesday. Okay, so this kind of stuff. So it should look like this. We want price to drop down, take out yesterday's low, rally back up into range, find some opportunity to do the drop from there, and then so it might happen tomorrow or Wednesday, and then we see the drop. Where would be my target? My target would be last week's low. First target. That would be my first target. So on the weekly, this is last week's low. And look, it seems like we have 3 double bottoms here. 1, 2, 3. Look. Okay. Okay, so let me drop the low properly there. Brilliant. So this is there for the taking. Once this low is breached, then we know for a fact that the algos have shifted direction, and then we can start looking for opportunities to sell on AUD USD. Right. Everybody clear? Monica? Esther? Okay. Fill in any questions. I'll just look at one more pair. Left the cat. Lost. Left the cat. USD cat. USD cat. Okay. So USD cat, same thing last week. Took out that week high, and we had structure break on the daily. So that happened here, and then price rallied away for a couple of days on, but on Wednesday, boom, price rallied back up into the range and dropped aggressively. So where are we now? We are at a very significant level as well. Okay, this low has been taken out into this. Let me see if that order block is holding. Wow. Basically, that order block is gone, but now it looks like we've stop hunted an even more significant level. Okay. Alright, look. So if we then drop to the daily now, we shall be looking for Tuesday, tomorrow's price to rally past today's high, and then we should be expecting a drop down back into the zone, and then price to and then look for an opportunity to go long. Okay, so we have previous key level. In fact, it's got double bottom on the daily. Wow, I only saw that on the weekly, just a level on weekly, and then today you're seeing that there could be an opportunity. So we'll be expecting that price does this tomorrow. Go up, look for opportunities to buy. Okay, our target will be possibly this high, because on the higher time frame they look like double top. Like they indeed look like double tops. So that would be a good area to target, and that will fetch you some pips. So let's just say you took a trade from the top of this purple. 315 pips. Well done, Monica. Monica says she's getting her groove back. Awesome, I like the sound of that. Okay. So that is my suspicion for USD CAD and other currencies I've been able to look at this week. I think we should check one more, USD JAPY. Okay. So first of all, let's remove all this. Okay, let's look at it this way. So UJ, right? Look, can you see all these highs that are grinding down? Very, very suspicious. They did the same thing here. And then boom, the same thing is happening here, opposite. And then so these levels are ready for the taking. We'll be having loads of stops and liquidity at all this level. In fact, look at this week. There's no week there, so they literally didn't do any manipulation there, and that will look like a double top for somebody. Okay, so that will make a really nice target level. Okay, if you were able to cut the trade, but at the same time, okay, I don't know if it's gonna reverse here. Well, I know why it's here now. It's responding to this initial setup. Okay. Initial setup. We got a previous week taken. Now we got market structure break on the following week, and then we're looking for retracement back into range. So we got one here, and then we will have expected price to drop from here and go further than that. But this week, today already, there's been an aggressive move back up into range. Let's see on lower time frame. So yeah, they've gone back into that range. Let's see what they're getting up to there. That looks really nice, actually. That looks nice. So then, could they also want to do this? So this week has already gone past last week. Okay, that's the second one. And then if we go on the daily, not anytime soon, mate, because they would have to come all the way down here to confirm to us on the daily that the algo shifted. So what I could suspect is if they want to drop indeed from this level, what they will do is tomorrow they'll just like dilly-dally around, and then Wednesday they'll do the actual move to the downside, because we got target here. Can you look at this 2 days? Excuse me. They look like double bottoms, don't they? and that's Candyland. That's Candyland. So they'll be looking to. So if price goes past this bearish order block, we still have this to contend with. Yeah, okay. But this don't look too bad actually. It doesn't look too bad. They could still run for it. And then that's a possibility. Another possibility could just be that. Okay. Alright, so guys, that is what we're looking at this week. Let's hope, like most times, that price goes in the direction we anticipated. And yeah, that'll be amazing. I hope someone took the pound US dollar trade, because I was quite hot on that one. That move up was epic. I was really suspecting it from here. When it did this down, I knew that once we get a goal, it is going to be a goal. And the goal signal we had there was, we've already had the week taken out, and then on the daily we had an algo shift, and then price took off from there. So guys, that would be the end of tonight's lesson. Okay, I hope you're going to be able to practice this, because practice makes perfect. Okay, yeah, I would love to wish you a brilliant evening and an amazing week ahead. Very productive week ahead. I wish you guys all the best. Feel free to continue sending your questions and queries if you have them. This goes out to the guys in the private group anyway. So, but for anyone else who's looking to join us, send us a DM. Get in touch. There'll be information on the screen. Email. There'll be information on the screen. Just send that info to us. I'll be more than happy to respond and show you more amazing stuff. Okay, guys. I wish you all the best. Have an amazing evening. Good night.